Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to continue with my series on Sun Tzu and the art of war and the 36 stratagems that we can use in daily life, especially as a business owner, if you want to beat out your competition or just get a little bit of an edge over your competitors. Now, Sun Tzu's art of war in the old times, as the name implies, was used for warfare, for warcraft, to literally beat the enemy's armies. But in today's context, every one of us can actually use Sun Tzu's strategies in a business context, in a context where you face opposition or competitors. And of course, this can also be in the context of a career where you are struggling to maybe beat out your competitor for a particular position within your company. So these kind of strategies can all be used in a regular context where we are not necessarily going to war exactly with an army. Now, the art of war consists of 36 stratagems or strategies. And today we're going to talk about the sixth strategy. Now, what is a little known fact is that our Bazi charts actually relate to those 36 strategies or stratagems and can show us which one of the strategies are particularly suitable for us, or which one of the strategies we have a bigger affinity with, which one is easier for us to implement. This all can be seen in your Bazi chart. And so at any given moment, you may have 4, 5, 6 different strategies that you can easily deploy to beat out your competitors or your opponents. So because of that, obviously, we first need to actually plot our Bazi chart. And you can do this when you go to this particular link. I will also post a URL to the notes to the video. And then you just enter your date and time of birth. Now, ideally, you do know the time of birth, but if not, don't panic. We can also work without the exact time of birth in this particular case. Now, once you have plotted your chart, you will get something like this. And all we need to focus on is actually this bottom part. Yeah, so these are the branches. These are the animal signs that we find in our Bazi chart. So as you can see here, this person is born in the year of the tiger, in the month of the rooster, the day of the pig, and in the hour of the horse. So there are 4 different animal signs that this person has in his or her chart. And in your chart, this may be similar. Yeah, you may have 4 completely different animal signs. Other people have animal signs that repeat themselves. In rare cases, you may even have 4 identical animal signs. So that's also possible, although quite rare. But it is not something that is unheard of. So just take note of which animal signs that you have in your Bazi chart, because they will determine which strategy you have the biggest affinity with. All right. Now, as mentioned, today we are looking at strategy number 6. And this strategy is called Clamor in the East, Attack in the West. Or rather than saying clamor in the East, maybe also just making a big noise in the East and then attacking from the West. Yeah, so creating a distraction and then attacking from completely the other side, where the enemy or the opponent does not expect it. Now, those who have the biggest affinity with this particular strategy are people who have the rabbit and or the rooster in their chart. So as you remember, the sample chart that we just looked at had the rooster, I believe it was in a month. So this person has an affinity with strategy number 6 and resonates with it, and therefore has it easier implementing this particular strategy. Now, this also goes for all those of you who have the rabbit in the chart. And if you have both rabbit and rooster, then even better. Then it will actually be very, very easy for you to implement this particular strategy. Now, what it is that you have to do is essentially confuse people by creating a big fuss on one side And then when the enemy is distracted, you strike from the other side. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Bazi, you know that the rabbit resides in the east, and the rooster resides in the west. Now, the west is also associated with Duigwa. Duigwa represents something that is broken, whereas the rabbit is represented by Zhengguo, the east, and Zhengguo is also associated with thunder. So basically make a big, big sound and a big noise and a big thunder in the east, but then you break or you attack in the west. Yeah, that's essentially what this strategy number 6 boils down to when we're looking at it from a more technical point of view. And it is also sort of like, it's called the rabbit rooster clash is a betrayal clash. Yeah, you pretend one thing and then do another thing. Yeah, so what this essentially means is, for example, you kind of concede something that is not really important to you. Yeah, you maybe give a big, big discount on something that is not really that relevant for you. Yeah, you don't really care that much. You concede something that is unimportant to you, make a big deal of it, and then the other party may then reciprocate by conceding something that is actually what you really, really want. Yeah, so a prime example are telecommunication companies. Yeah, they will give a contract to their clients for a year's contract, for example, and they give you a free phone. And this sounds amazing, this is great. But then obviously you have to buy into certain bundles, you have to buy into certain fee structures, yeah. But all you're focusing on is the free phone. The telecommunication company doesn't care. Yeah, for them that's just a really small expense. What they want is for you to buy into or to be bound by a particular contract where you are buying into certain fee structures. Yeah, same with banks and credit cards. Yeah, they offer you a no fee charges but then high interest rates. Yeah, these kind of things. So this is what you need to think of in terms of the strategy number 6, making a big sound, making a big deal of something that is really not that important, and then attacking the opponent from a side or from an area that they don't really expect or that they don't even notice. Yeah, or by the time they notice, it's too late. You've already sort of made them sign a particular agreement or made them concede something that they didn't really want to concede. It's also a perfect example is for example surprise questioning by the police. Yeah, they try to make you feel comfortable by asking really simple questions. Where do you live? What do you do? What's your birth date? And then suddenly, out of the blue, out of left field, there's a question that you are not prepared for. But because you were so relaxed by the easy questions, you may actually reveal something or give them something that you did not want to. Yeah, so this is exactly the kind of technique that is indicated by stratagem number 6. And everybody who has a rabbit or a rooster or even both in their chart will be able to implement this very, very easily. So have a look at your chart, see whether you have one of these animal signs in your chart or maybe even both. And then start to actually think more strategically whenever you are in a situation where you are facing an opponent or an enemy or a competitor. Yeah, think about what you can do to make them make concessions they would otherwise not make. All right, so I hope this helps, and good luck with this one. If you do have any questions, please put them in the comments or contact me directly as always. I'd also love it if you just like the video, share the video, or subscribe to my channel and got the word out. See you soon.